YouTube, TeamAONN.com, where you may be watching this. This is Odogoo.
And Nova in the background.
And we are here today. We have seen Lucifer Season 5B. We watched it together. And first, full disclosure and a bit of embarrassment on my end. So I did not know that Netflix releases series, or at least was going to release Lucifer all at once.
Like, oh my god, just out of nowhere. It's all on! We gotta go watch it! We gotta watch it now! We're at work.
Well, see, here's the thing. When it did drop, first, I could not get the episode, the first episode to come on. Nova did. And then in the morning, I found out that the second episode was up, and I'm like, oh my god. And then a little bit later, when I was actually at work, I found it was like, oh, the whole season's up. And apparently everybody knew this but me.
Yeah, you weren't the only one who pinged me about that. One of my friends in the Common Writer group pinged me at the same time, and I went on there onto Facebook and saw the ping, and I went to type and it went into your chat instead. And I'm like, yeah, my wife just told me.
Yeah, because I was getting messages. It's like, yeah, I'm on episode, like, 15. What episode are you on? Or something like that. I'm like, 15? What do you mean? There's just the one episode and then the musical episode. And then I look and I'm like, oh. I have to wait till we're both off. Because we're both at work. And then I wanted to binge watch the whole thing. But we had the Star Wars event tonight, this morning on Saturday. And so we had to split it up. And yeah, we have seen the whole thing at this point.
We haven't binge watched it. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow, where we're just watching the entire season back to front.
Oh my. But we're going to be talking about Season 5B. Spoiler alert ahead at this point, guys. We're not going to do a deep dive into everything. This is just, we've come out the other side, and just things that are staying in our mind at the current time. Now, Nova, you wanted to talk about the last episode because that's the freshest one in your mind.
That is the freshest one in my mind, and we both know that I have a terrible memory.
Yes.
So me stating, yeah, we need to talk about this episode because it's a pretty big thing. So working backwards, and I know you don't want to do that, starting right at the end, Lucifer cuts off Michael's wings.
Yeah.
That makes him either have to be flown back to heaven, flown to hell, or stuck on Earth. So he has to either be flown by somebody else or he's stuck on Earth.
With the people that he quote-unquote detests or whatever.
Wouldn't that be a punishment, though? The ultimate punishment Lucifer could put on Michael.
Oh, yes. I mean, death, it's like, okay, well, you're no longer existing because it's, Azrael's blade. I will say, though, that we are in two different camps. Nova remains completely spoiler-free. He would not even watch the trailer. As I said in my trailer review video...
Well, technically I wasn't spoiler-free. I saw the music, the preview of the music
Yeah, from
episode.
The fandom. Yeah.
That part I saw.
Okay, but rolling up to it, the behind-the-scenes stuff, the trailer. It's why I had to record the trailer review in a different room.
Yes.
The predictions video in a different room. So very few things overly shocked me.
I know what really shocked you.
Okay, what do you think really shocked me?
me making predictions as we went and them coming true.
This is true. This is true. But you have a knack for that, and so do I to a point. But the oh shit moment for me, and the oh shit moment for me was when I saw Azrael, like, oh my god, no, she's gonna die. And the reason why is that there was a spoiler that somebody was gonna die in season 5B. A lot of people were saying...
Well, I was gonna get to that moment in a moment there, because we're sort of working backwards.
Well, it's related to what happened in the last episode, though.
Right, but I'm saying we're working backwards through the episode. So, Chloe coming, since you mentioned that she died, Chloe coming back the way she did with Lilith's ring.
That is something I wanted to talk about.
The ring, the stone has turned white at this point.
Yes.
So the question is Chloe completely immortal or just has the rest of her life back?
Well, first I have to talk about the whole death thing.
Okay.
Because there was talks about someone dying either in this season or next season. A lot of people were saying it was Dan. Some people were saying it was Chloe. And some people were saying it was Eve. Now
we had a fake out with Eve, and you heard
yes.
me scream no when she survived. Dan brought me to tears.
I knew the moment that he was gonna quote unquote die, that he was gonna die.
The death, or him getting beaten up, him dying, and the funeral, the reaction and the funeral, all had me in tears. Like they were literally running down my cheeks.
I know.
And I'm screaming at the screen, go to hell and get him. Bring him to heaven.
But it doesn't work like that. Which brings me to Chloe. And the ring. Because she did die.
There is one other thing that we need to cover fast while we're talking about it doesn't work like that. And that's Mr. Set Out Bitch.
Yes, Mr. Set Out Bitch. I was hoping, I did not include him in the predictions video because I had really nothing to go on, but I was hoping we would see him again. I was hoping that he would have, a happy ending. I feel like him and Lucifer kind of were very paralleled. And Lucifer basically did something he didn't do for anybody else, which is like, all you have to do is go through the door, which had a lot of foreshadowing in other episodes. But Chloe got to see her dad, which was awesome. And the ring only encased Lilith's immortality. So I'm going to say yes, she is immortal. That is a prediction. That is a new prediction, since my predictions were quite off, but they were season 5 and 6 ones, so don't say it's over till it's over. So I'm gonna say that she is immortal. Something else though that I noticed, and this goes into one of my theories, which was based on seeing the white ring on her finger, the theory was that her and Lucifer were going to get married. He was going to gift her that ring to make her immortal. And, I mean, he did put it on her ring finger, so in a way, they're kind of married now in my head.
At least engaged.
I mean, something.
Mrs. God.
Yes. I do like all of the callbacks that they did. I mean, this really seemed like, and I know that it was supposed to be for quite some time, this was going to be the end of Lucifer. There wasn't going to be a season 6. And watching the last episode, especially towards the end, it really felt like
They were trying to wrap everything up there.
It almost felt like season 3 when Chloe saw Lucifer's devil's face. I mean, yes, they added the other episodes after it, but it felt like that. But the big, oh my god, no! What was when I saw Azrael? Like, just, like, no, man, no.
My big no thing was, as I said, Eve making it. I wanted her to die, and the reason why I wanted her to die was because I'm a Dan Zakeen shipper.
Dan Zakeen, huh?
Uh-huh. Dan and Mazakeen.
Okay.
I wanted to see the two. I wanted to see Dan retire and go into bounty hunting with Mazakeen because they made such a great team. He knew that she was a demon at this point, so the only reason why they had to kill off Dan and not Eve was so that we could have a lesbian couple in the show.
No, I mean, I knew Eve was coming back, and I said that even before I jumped into the deep dive.
I wanted to see the love between Dan and Mazakeen grow and evolve.
Yeah, I could see that.
With Eve, it just seems so forced for Mazakeen.
I think, though, that they are good for each other. And hear me out on this. That... Exactly, Mr. Hiddles, exactly. If we go to the alternate universe one, where, you know, good can still be good or better, and then bad can stay bad or worse, or flip-flop, I think Eve is good for Mazakeen in all the ways that she was bad for Lucifer, which is kind of ironic in a small way, because, oh, well, they both come from hell and all this stuff, but it's that Maze is not going to use Eve to enable herself, because she has been to that whole enabling section and it's never worked out. It just seems for her she keeps trying to go back to the past, and she's self-aware that she can't, even though she wants to, where Lucifer was not that way. She is more self-aware than he is. He tends to be oblivious.
Now, both of them showed up at the fight.
Yes.
And I guess that's where we're going to go to next, because we need to talk about this fight. The Michael versus Lucifer, and the angels versus the demons and the human.
The human.
Okay, the humans, because Eve was there. Or, if I'm being accurate, the human, the demons, and the dead girl.
The human, the demon, dead.
Yeah, Eve's technically already dead.
Yeah.
So if she died, she was already dead.
Yeah, we haven't discussed that logistic thing yet, but
So let's talk first about Michael wielding the flaming sword, which I'm surprised that he could even ignite it, versus Lucifer wielding the last part of the tree of life.
Well, I think that that is very visually storytelling, because Michael at this point has been established of wanting to destroy and, you know, basically uncreate, as it were, where an ungrow, where Lucifer, at this point, like his whole story is about growing.
See, I think Michael represents Lucifer when we first came in, and he refuses to take that next step to start growing, whereas Lucifer continues growing. And the symbolism there with Michael holding the flaming sword, whereas Lucifer's holding the branch of life, I guess we should call it that, or the staff of life. I like the sound of staff of life, by the way. The and I mean, the blade's supposed to cut through anything, but it couldn't cut through the staff of life.
I know, right?
And it's like, that thing can even slice through dimensions.
I know. And, okay, something that irked me to a point, and maybe it's going to get addressed in season 6, is that in the final fight or whatever, where they're talking and stalling and stuff, it's like, why wasn't it mentioned that Michael killed his sister? And if so, then why wasn't it mentioned that Lucifer killed, his brother and all that stuff?
There's blood on both of their hands, there's no doubt about that.
True, but wouldn't Michael use the whole, oh, well, he killed his brother for some worthless human.
It could be argued that he also killed
for his mother, yes, but
mother.
You know what I mean.
There's another point that I have to bring up. You remember when Mazikeen was in full Demon Lord outfit, and she's like, I'm missing something. Remember what I said?
What was it?
A staff.
Yes. Now, I wanted to see in that outfit, I was like, one of the predictions, and it was a very low prediction, but was Lilith is the new Queen of Hell, or Maze is the new Queen of Hell, and I was like, okay, well, we kind of got that, like a little bit.
See, I think, and this is my prediction for next season, Lucifer's going to send Michael down to hell.
I mean, he did want a kingdom.
He did. And the roles are just reversed from what Michael said. Now, I guess my question is, can Lucifer enter back into heaven again now that he's been irradiated or ignited by going up there?
Yeah, I mean, that...
And I want to see this room made of cotton candy.
No, but I mean, like, him and her there, that got me. Like, just,
Seeing them in heaven together.
Oh.
Lucifer struggling.
But the way he exploded is that he didn't burn. It more of
light just was emitted from him. And
with the goddess of creation.
Yeah, and I was wondering, does that mean Lucifer has God powers? And we didn't get to see anything like that. And I think that was the catalyst that they were waiting for, because God wasn't about to tell him, oh yeah, you're going to be my next person, go to heaven. Because you're going to explode while you're there.
Well, I mean...
But he did it, when he exploded, it was in an act of self-sacrifice.
Much like with the hole into the other universe.
Right.
But this whole season reminds me, because someone told me that, and this is based off the trailer, of how they felt for Lucifer and were they did not have fond feelings of God, and how he was. And it reminds me of that episode of Futurama where Bender meets God, and it's like, what did they say? What did God tell Bender? If you've done something right, it's as if you did nothing at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of this, a lot of that plays into this. And I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but the episode where Dan is all naked and afraid and you see, his ass.
Yes, the thing that we were talking about before the recording. That has to be one of my favorite episodes of the season just because of how it ended. Forget the rest of it, just how it ended in the massive shootout. And then it's like, yeah, nobody's dead.
No, that one guy, man, that one improv guy, but it's I don't get, but I do get to a point. Now, mind you, we are outside of the situation. We are viewers. It's like Lucifer, you can't see what Dan is saying is relevant to yourself. It's like you say that God, Dad, is controlling every little thing, but he's not, just like you weren't controlling every little thing, and this is how you did it.
Yeah. He based his assumptions off of one thing. Dan would never stop trying.
Which basically is what happened with Lucifer.
I don't know about that one. I mean, Lucifer, not that he wouldn't stop trying. He has a very large chip on his shoulder, and it's more of he wants to prove to himself more than anybody that he's better than his father.
No, I wouldn't say that, and the reason why I say that is in episode 1, where allegedly Lucifer has zero growth, he cashes in his favor to Delilah, where it's just he wants her to get her shit back together.
Yeah, to get herself cleaned up.
Yes, because he does care for her to the point where, I mean, you could argue, well, yeah, it was because she was an innocent and all that stuff, but we do see who he could be. So what he is was always within him. It's just, it was harder to see then, even though it was still there. Now you had a prediction that Charlie was going to be God.
I'm going to keep that prediction because we haven't seen season 6 yet.
This is true.
And they could do a time jump where Charlie's coming of age and his powers manifest. And all they have to do is they have to, if they write Trixie off as had been gone to college, they could, I mean, they don't have to look that much older. It's only roughly 20 years. Now, Linda looks old as fuck already.
What the hell?
What? I told you this. She looks like she's 60.
I think she's 50.
Okay, she looks like she's 70.
What the hell is wrong with you? Oh my god.
She's old and wrinkly.
What? No! What the hell? I don't agree with you. I do not agree with you there.
As for Lucifer, Mazikeen, Menadiel, and Chloe, if we go with your prediction of Chloe is immortal, none of them have to age.
Well, I'm saying that we'll get into predictions after we talk about everything. Now, one thing that I was so happy that the goddess of creation did come back, and yes, Gabriel is a little shit.
I'm glad that they brought back the actress who played her for this one last scene. It gave the characters some closure, and it just goes to appreciate making things come full circle.
Yeah, I mean, one of the few things they left open was Dan being in hell, and I mean, that does...
Dan being in hell.
That's the only loose end that I'm like, oh, I can't end like that.
And unfortunately, we don't know the answer to it. Is he really in hell, or was he just being hidden by Michael? We don't know.
This is true. I mean, at this point, Lucifer, no, he doesn't even have to break the pre-established rules of hell, because Mr. Set Out Bitch, proved it's like, yeah,
It's a
someone can get out with a little bit of a helpful nudge.
Right.
Which Lucifer learned from his mother, but you know.
Hey, that may be just be the reason why Dr. Linda has to go to hell, because she has to put all these people who are dead through therapy so that they can get over their guilt and go to heaven.
Oh, is that it?
Maybe she's the heavenly the heavenly
Therapist?
doctor.
Heavenly doctor.
Heavenly therapist.
Oh,
So tell me why you feel guilty about saving your briefcase from the car there.
man, you just don't like Linda.
I don't like her a lot. I'm glad that there was closure on the whole daughter
Yes.
story.
See, I love Linda.
See, I don't, and I guess that's where we have to agree to disagree for once. I don't like her as a character. Um, Not that there isn't some awesome storytelling there, but I just don't like her character.
Well, we will agree to disagree.
Her actress is good. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying I don't like a therapist.
Fine, fine, fine. But anyway, I do. There were talks of if or isn't Ella gonna find out the truth about Lucifer and all of that. And I like how they, since they didn't go that way, I do like how they handled those type of things with her since they didn't.
I'm surprised that she hasn't turned around and talked to Lucifer regarding his dad just poofing out of nowhere. Because she gets his advice and then she turns around to check her test results, turns back, and poof, he's gone. And she's like, what the fuck? And it's never addressed again.
I was surprised that Azrael did not appear to her at all in this season.
I like how she referenced it though in the season where she's writing a freaking screenplay or some shit.
Yeah.
That was funny.
And I like how they pull her in to help, which is a throwback to when Lucifer needed her help the first time.
Ella or Azrael?
Ella, where they were trying to find out who was at Uriel's grave and dug it up and stole the sword and all that. Mm-hmm. So I do like how they did a callback to that, and he impersonates Michael. It's like, tit for tat.
Yeah.
And all that.
It's very tit for tat. He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna fake like I'm Michael. Oh no, wait, I'm not gonna kill this human.
It does irritate me though that the one that basically is a little chicken shit, but
Wait,
where
a little chicken shit?
Okay, so the one that went over to Lucifer's side only to switch back.
Oh, the female angel. Oh my
God.
Because it's like, you bitch.
No, because it's like she seemed honestly disgusted at what he did to their sister.
Yeah.
And I mean, Remy, I was like, no, man. Because she did have development, even though she had such little screen time, overall in the series. And
agrees.
I know, man. But the fact that the one brother, and I don't remember his name, the fact that he is the only one that stood by Lucifer's side, I have to say I really like, because
wasn't that like Zachiel?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, because I'm bad with names. But, it's the family cookout. He's, just disgusted at the fact that Lucifer's there. And, Lucifer basically, heart on his sleeve, tells him why he's doing it. And he's the only one at the end of his brothers and sisters that, took his side for the right reasons and actually saw the change in Lucifer. Like Amenadiel has had 5 years to see and has. And I do like how their relationship has gone from basically.
It was Zadkiel.
Okay.
Z-A-D and then Kiel.
Okay. But yeah, they wanted to basically rip each other's throats out, and now they're ride or die, basically.
Yeah. And that's because Lucifer wouldn't follow supposedly his father's orders, but there were no orders given besides go to hell.
Yeah. His mysterious ways.
Oh, those mysterious ways. They're just so mysterious and weighty.
Yeah, although I was, one of the predictions, which I still have further predictions, but one that just got shot out of the water, was the whole Decker Star baby with the whole father jokes I'm practicing.
Hey, we don't know. She could still be pregnant.
Yeah. It's possible, but I will say that while I like the whole season as a whole, and we'll deep dive into, every single episode, and we're just talking about what's fresh in our heads. The fact that in Family Dinner, which was the first one, that Lucifer just knows just the right buttons to press with everybody. And then also points out, and I was hoping he'd do this. It's like, yeah, this asshole, he kidnapped my girlfriend. He tried to ruin my life. He's been ruining my life. And
He's ruined my life. He was trying to ruin my wife.
My wifey.
And he insulted Cloud Strife.
Nah, and then explaining the whole why his shoulders, Michael's shoulders are jacked up and his wings are jacked up.
Because he self-actualized it.
Yeah, it's
that was kind of fun.
I know.
It's like, really, that's why they're that messed up. Okay.
And then my favorite episode has to be the musical one, because I love musicals. I do. That one got me so emotional. Like, so freaking emotional. On so many levels. Like, I knew I was gonna feel, because the last song was I Dreamed a Dream, and anytime I hear that, it has me. It's like, yep, I'm destroyed. Completely and utterly destroyed. But just damn. I mean, while a lot of it was campy musical goodness, the watching me part and the I Dreamed a Dream part, it's just rip my heart out, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was quite the episode there. The episode where Dan died had to be my favorite episode. Oh, not the one where he died, where his funeral was. just because I shed so many tears.
Yeah, see, the one where he died,
I'm not sure if it was the same episode as the one that he had they had the funeral for him in. Just because they're all meshing together now in my brain.
That's because we watched them nonstop. But in the hospital, the whole, she goes to Lucifer. Trixie, who had issues with Lucifer, it's like, I know you never lie. Tell me my dad's not dead.
And he's like, I can't.
Yeah, it's like that part, man. It's like
right in the feels.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, because that's the long and short of it. It was right in the feels, and I mean, my heart went out for little Trixie at that point. I was like, oh no.
I know.
Oh, poor little girl.
I know,
and
man.
The parallels of of um of what happened with Chloe and her father just sort of hit me.
Yeah, I mean, and then she's when her dad says that to Detective Decker, I'm like, oh my god. And the date between her double decker.
Yeah, the double decker.
It's like, I don't know what kind of kinky stuff you're thinking about, Lucifer, but no. Don't be trying to get your daddy laid. Speaking of which, while we really did, okay, we kind of got a Decker Star date, kinda. We got little bits of Decker Star, cuteness. We got no Decker Star sex. I was promised Decker Star sex.
Who promised you Decker Star sex?
I don't know. The internet. Leave me alone.
The internet.
The internet.
The internet is for porn.
But anyway. The fact that he mentions that he'll know when she wants to do her favorite thing, and they have a favorite thing they do together, I'm like, I want to know what this favorite thing is.
Well, you already know.
Oh, I do?
Yeah, it's solving crimes.
Oh my.
Yep, that's right. The whole thing, the whole favorite thing is solving crimes. These
are a few of my favorite things. Oh my god, and then Lucifer becomes aware that he is just like his father, that they both make dumbass decisions. Because his dad is like, I'm going to be mortal, and then I'm going to forget where I put my powers.
And he was self-actual.
I know, thanks to Michael.
Oh my god, Michael.
Which was hinted, because Amenadiel was like, the only one that's talking to his dad is Michael. And it's not, Dad's talking to Michael, no, Michael's talking to him.
Yeah. And that kind of made it sort of batshit crazy, I want to say.
Yeah. So, if you had to pick like one scene or one thing from this whole thing, what would it be?
In what regard?
Well, I'll go first, and then you can go off of that.
Okay.
So, I would have to go first off with a favorite episode, which I know we're not going to say favorite episode because they all blend together, but in the musical episode, I Dreamed a Dream, I'm going to put that as my favorite part of season 5B, just because that whole section between him and his father, and just it builds off of back in season 2 where we see Lucifer originally dealing with his heartbreak and stuff, trying to ignite the sword, and coming full circle with him basically admitting how he really feels to the one person he feels does not give a shit about it. Plus, song and feels, and yeah. So what about you?
My favorite part would have to be when, and you're gonna think that it's funny, when Chloe shoots the two angels and knocks them down.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
That was good. So many good feel moments in there. Chloe shooting them. Dan finally ending, or Lucifer getting his revenge on Dan. That was great.
No, you can only pick one.
The just the one.
Yeah, just one.
Just one.
Just one.
Just one.
Yes.
You're gonna think I'm weird if I choose just one.
Just one.
Just one.
Yeah.
I only get one.
You only get one.
I only get one. In the park where Amenadiel's singing just the two of us.
Oh my God, yes! And then he just jumps in and is Will Smith and stuff.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Will Smith version. And I'm just like, oh my God, Amenadiel rapping a Will Smith song.
So now we're gonna segue into predictions. Now I had top 6 predictions that I released before this all dropped on the website and on YouTube. I'm gonna review these. I'm gonna say which ones are still possible, and then we're gonna talk about our own predictions after seeing it. Okay? Because hindsight
is 20/20.
Okay, so the first one was Lilith, Queen of Hell. Well, that was the number 6 one, which was highly unlikely. I'm gonna say it's even less likely. And I'm gonna flip that to Michael's gonna be the King of Hell. At most. At most. The 5th one was Michael behind Eve getting to Earth. And I'm gonna say their dad is responsible for Eve, quote unquote, finding a way back to Earth, given his powers. And Michael's powers and abilities.
That's more of looking for an explanation than
yeah, well, still. Then there was Eve and Maze getting married. I still think they're going to get together and get married. I mean, at this point, we're halfway there. We already said the one before that was the Decassar baby. While I'm hopeful, yeah, I don't think that they're going to have a baby. I don't think they're going to have a baby. Then there's Lucifer and Chloe getting married. To me, they've gotten married at this point, so while they haven't had a whole quote-unquote traditional wedding, I mean, that's basically them promising each other, you know? And then there was Trixie. Chloe figuring out Trixie knew who Lucifer was. I'm still on the fence about it. I'm really on the fence about that one where, you know, I was for sure, and I still want to say I'm for sure that by the end we will get confirmation, but I didn't get as much confirmation as I would have liked to get, even though I'm still saying yes. But what are your now those were some of my predictions I had coming into this. What are some of your predictions?
Okay, so predictions for the next season. I am going to I've already mentioned the whole Charlie still being the next god. But that would mean that Lucifer would at least have to hold the fort for about 20 years. And that's my sort of long shot prediction. It is my prediction that if Lucifer is God, because we don't have any sort of confirmation on that really, that he doesn't have control of his powers at first. And that's going to be a problem.
Well, I mean, we do need some kind of conflict.
I'm going to predict that that Chloe is going to end up pregnant. If not, she's already pregnant.
Oh my.
Um, I'm going to predict that, and this is probably a safe prediction. In the next season, if it's not a time jump, then Charlie will say his first words.
Okay.
Um, whether it be Mama, Dada, or funny. Pointing at Lucifer's face.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that's probably a very safe bet for the prediction is Ella.
Okay.
She could feel that God was gone.
Yeah.
I'm getting this is probably a safe prediction, but I'm gonna predict that she's gonna be able to tell that Lucifer's the new God.
Okay, I could see that. People were saying, and I don't know if this connects to the comics or anything, that, and mind you, I don't agree with this, but people were saying that Ella is Michael's secret love child, and I'm saying no. I'm saying no.
Ella is Michael's secret love child.
Yes.
But I thought he despised humans.
I know. Anyway. As far as my theories is Maze and Eve are gonna get married. I am still for sure on that. I would like to see a Decker Star wedding. Although, to me, at this point, they're married, so, yeah.
I would like to see Azrael being in the presence of both Lucifer and Ella.
Yes.
And Lucifer being like, no, that's not a ghost. That's my sister.
Well, that's what we'd like to see. We haven't gotten to that part yet. As far as theories, I do agree that there's probably going to be some kind of time jump. I don't know how. I don't know how far, but I do think there's going to be some kind of time jump. As far as and my big prediction is that Dan is going to get out of hell, which is also.
I don't think that he's just going to get out of hell. I think he's going to be guided out by Masakine.
Ooh.
Because that would give Masakine some closure for Dan.
Yeah.
And that would put Dan in a better place.
I could see that.
Like her going in and being her pushy self. And
it's like, come on, Dan.
Come on, all you have to do is walk through that door. And he's like, I can't. And she's like, if you don't, you're going to be stuck here in hell. Do you really want that? Do you really want to never see your daughter again? Go through the damn door.
I know. Now that's something I'd like to see. Just like the whole Decker Star wedding. So what would you like to see?
The big thing that I would like to see is Lucifer in a white suit for the next season.
Oh my God, yes!
Because black suit, because he was the devil, but now he's supposed to be God, so
yes!
white suit.
Oh.
Maybe a black shirt underneath, but white suits.
I mean, we did kind of get that a little bit with when they were going, with the whole on the beach, when they were trying to find the stewardess interrupted one. Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
That one.
Yeah.
But no,
like crisp white, like Sunday church.
For the entire season. I know, it's a weird thing to want to see.
No, it's not that. It's that I've seen some behind the scenes stuff. But I want to see that. Something I'd still want to see is, and we never got to see this, and I don't think we will, but I'd like to see him. Um, I'd like to see him confront Cain.
Now, back to the whole Dan thing.
Yeah.
The actor has said that he's reprising his role in the next season.
Oh, I know that.
So we'll be seeing him. We don't know how, but we'll be seeing him.
Yeah, I know we'll be seeing him. See, I'm being good. I'm not telling you the few behind the scenes stuff that I still know about.
And go ahead, because we're at the end of the season.
It involves season 6.
Go ahead.
Okay, so there was this quote unquote backstage leaked whatever picture, and people were saying that Chloe looked pregnant, even though I saw it. I didn't think she looked pregnant, but that's where the whole Decker Star baby thing came from, okay? And as far as the Maze Eve wedding, there was a behind the scenes of Maze and Lucifer's last scene together where they're bidding each other farewell. And people are saying that it was at her wedding because there is a motorcycle with the plate "Just Married." And as you recall, Maze and Eve and motorcycles and stuff. I know a lot of the behind the scenes stuff they did keep Tom and Lauren out of, wanting to prevent spoilers. So a lot of the stuff they did keep under wraps. And I really don't know where they're gonna take it. Now, mind you, they have released every single episode title on Twitter.
That brings me to another point that I wanted to bring up, and you're probably gonna for the mind thing. I realized earlier before we had set up that they didn't say the episode name for the last episode. Nobody said it. I didn't hear it because remember I was pointing out the name for each episode as we went. I didn't hear the final episode's name in there.
Wow.
I may have missed it, but I don't think they said it.
We're just gonna have to watch it again.
We are gonna have to watch it again.
I do like how they did not mention the other DC Arrowverse properties, because Lucifer isn't part of the Arrowverse to a point. Like I did with my Cheeky Geeky podcast when I was talking about the Arrowverse, because he was in Crisis on Infinite Earths. And I like that they kept that separate, because Crisis came out, and while I still have questions, I do. I do appreciate that they have just kept it in its own universe, that they're not bringing in all this extra stuff, and they're keeping the story to itself and not adding unneeded complications.
Now, I did some research on the actor who plays Ella after Lucifer 6 wraps. Apparently, she's going on to co-write the screenplay for a movie. I believe it said, what I was reading, it's a sequel to the movie Ronin.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's something here. Let me bring that up. Amy Garcia article here.
But yeah, man, I agree with you though.
Yeah, she's writing a sequel to 2013's blockbuster flop 47 Ronin. And that's sort of funny because she was writing a story in one of the episodes there, and it's sort of like a fun sort of nod to her doing that, going on to do that.
Yeah, I do like the idea of her and Ray and Lucifer in the same room. I was hoping for that. I hope we still see it. But here's where we're gonna cut it off.
Really, we're gonna cut it off? We're still talking about it.
I know, we've been talking about it for almost an hour, and there's so much to talk about. And I think at this point we should just talk about each individual episode, because we will be doing that. Well, we're actually going to do it to the whole series. So any final thoughts on the experience?
My final thought is the fact that apparently they hinted at what Dan's hell loop is going to be.
They did?
They did.
What was it?
Okay, so you've got a few things that it could have been. There's him getting the gun for the dirty cop. There's him shooting the dirty cop. And then there's him shooting Lucifer.
If it's him shooting Lucifer, just think about Lucifer actually taking the demon's place and talking to him.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't what I expected, even with all the spoilers. It wasn't overly spoiled. Now, when I watch stuff, I have the intuition as I'm watching it to make predictions like Nova. So one way or another, it's going to get spoiled by my own brain. So I will have to say, even though there were a lot of spoilers, and is why I was off of social media for a few days, the fact that they gave us so much and so little at the same time, I did enjoy.
There is one thing that we need to point out here, and it's something that we mentioned a couple times there. Chloe got stabbed by the Tree of Life.
Yes.
She got stabbed
in the stomach. Oh my god!
The Tree of Life.
Oh my!
Remember, there are no throwaway lines in here. Everything's significant.
Oh. We may get that Decker store, baby.
Birth control may not work on her anymore.
Oh, I could make some very dirty comment right there about
somebody on Twitter mentioned that. So yeah.
Oh, so for now, guys, though, this is Odogoo.
This is Nova.
Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on TeamAONN.com. I have started to...
Make sure you jump on there. Throw your own Lucifer predictions into the comments of this video or over on TeamAONN.com, right in the link to that, or right into the link to the webpage. Because we want to see all of your predictions, and we want to get them together and discuss them.
Oh, definitely, because I have started posting Lucifer and Tom Ellis content on the website. I also have started doing Lucifer fan fiction. Right now it's going up on Patreon because I am waiting for my beta to get out of school so she can do proofreading on it before we release it.
Of course, I do have to mention, when you guys are making these predictions, don't forget that they did say Season 6 was going to be vastly different from Season 5.
And it is the last one. It
is the last one. Little Bell Kitty agrees. But as always,
enjoy your fandom.
We'll see you guys.